Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. This week, we start in Newtown, Connecticut, where USA Wrestling hosted a free clinic for the members of the Newtown Youth Wrestling Association. The club recently lost one of its members when 6-year-old Jack Pinto was killed during the tragic shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. USA Wrestling's National Freestyle Developmental Coach Bill Zadig, a 2006 world champion, was joined by State Services Manager, who's also an NCAA All-American himself, Tony Black, as they provided instruction and mentoring to Newtown wrestlers who ranged in age from first grade through high school. And all in all, it was a great night for the young athletes and their coaches who've dedicated their season to the memory of their teammate. Newtown Youth Wrestling coach Chris Bray talked with us about the recent event.
There's been some difficulty with this whole situation, some kids that haven't been able to return. But as a whole, I think this is a great focus for these kids, something to keep them distracted, something to keep their mind occupied with. And as a whole, I think everybody's coming together and things are getting a lot stronger.
Coach Bill Zadig talked about the honor he felt in being a part.
It was an incredible honor, when this was presented. I was really interested right away. Obviously, due to one of those youngsters being a wrestler and just the fraternity that wrestling is as a sport, I wanted to be able to do something to honor him and his spirit, and also to give back to a community and be a bright spot through our sport for everybody.
Now, recently we reported that USA Wrestling had renamed its January International Greco-Roman dual meet to be called now the Jack Pinto Cup. That will be held at the U.S. Olympic Training Center January 26. The 4 international teams competing in the event have been named. This year we'll see Sweden, Lithuania, Japan, and Kazakhstan. A number of stars from each of these teams will hit the mats, including 2012 Olympic bronze medalist Johan Uren of Sweden at 264 pounds, a 2-time world medalist and 2012 Olympian Almat Kotspiev of Kazakhstan. He'll be at 132 pounds, and 2-time world bronze medalist and 2012 Olympian Nurmagomedov of Kazakhstan at 264 pounds. Next week, we'll have the final lineup for the 4 U.S. teams in the Jack Pinto Cup. Now we bring to you some exciting news about the 2013 U.S. World Team Trials. USA Wrestling, of course, treats this as one of our top national senior level events of the year. It'll be held this year at Gallagher-Iba Arena on the campus of Oklahoma State University, June 21st through the 23rd. Of course, it'll feature some of the best wrestlers on display in all 3 Olympic styles as they try to make a world team. Now, many of the stars from the 2012 Olympic Games are expected to compete, including gold medalist Jordan Burroughs and Jake Varner, along with bronze medalists Clarissa Chun and Coleman Scott. The U.S. World Team Trials determine, of course, which athletes will compete at the championships in Budapest, Hungary, September 16th through the 22nd. Alongside the event, we're going to see another one. It's called the FILA Junior World Team Trials, featuring the best 17 to 20-year-old men freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestlers. Winners will represent the U.S. in the Junior World Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria, the 13th through the 18th of August. Oklahoma State has long played host to some of the most important moments in wrestling. The Cowboys have won 34 NCAA wrestling championships, the most of any team in NCAA history. Oklahoma is a true hotbed for the sport, with most recent U.S. World Team Trials being held there in Oklahoma City in 2011. Tickets will go on sale February 1st, and we invite you to stay tuned to this program and also to the website, themat.com, and you'll look for the special website, theworldteamtrials.com. While we stay in Oklahoma, we stay at Gallagher-Iba Arena, where one of the biggest stories in college wrestling took place there this last weekend, as the second-ranked Cowboys of Oklahoma State tied it up with the Hawkeyes of the University of Iowa. Former Oklahoma State star, actor, and MMA legend Randy Couture was on hand prior to the event to meet with fans and sign autographs. And as expected, every match came down to the wire. Iowa won the first 3 lightweight bouts. Two-time NCAA champ Matt McDonough defeated young Eddie Clamora at 125 pounds, 10-4 the final. The Hawkeyes followed with wins from Tony Ramos at 33 and Mark Ballweg at 141 pounds. The Cowboys got their first win at 49 when 2011 NCAA champion and the nation's top 149-pounder Jordan Oliver, well, he defeated the Hawkeyes' Michael Kelly 10-4. Last year's NCAA runner-up and current number 1 ranked wrestler Derek St. John of Iowa beat number 9 ranked Alec Derringer 8-4 at 157 pounds. It would be Iowa's last win as the Cowboys ran the table in the upper weights. Oklahoma State's run began at 165, where 2011 NCAA runner-up Tyler Caldwell scored a takedown, an important takedown, by the way, with 32 seconds left. It was there he defeated Nick Moore 3-2. The next bout featured number 1 ranked Chris Perry of the Cowboys, edging the 4th ranked Mike Evans of Iowa 4-3. The riding time point gave him all that he needed for that important victory. The biggest win for the Cowboys, importantly, came at 84. It was number 15, Chris Gianomo, who beat 10th ranked and past All-American Ethan Lofthouse. The final score 3-2. Gianomo scored a big takedown with a minute left on the clock, securing the victory. For his performance, Chris was named the Matt.com's Wrestler of the Week. It was another razor-close bout at 97. Cowboy Blake Rochalt returned to the lineup after being injured to edge freshman Nathan Burak 3-2. The match on the line, OSU big man Alan Galagayev controlled Iowa's Bobby Telford for a 7-3 victory. It gave the Cowboy fans a reason to cheer. Well, no bonus points were scored by either team, and Oklahoma State notched an 18-12 victory. The Cowboys now lead the all-time team series against Iowa 27-18-2. Our news continues. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Asics has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where Asics is and wants to be as well.
Well, the NWCA National Duels for 5 different divisions was hosted in Springfield, Illinois last weekend. Top teams from across the country competed for national titles. It was the final national duels for Wartburg head coach Jim Miller, retiring after this year. While the number 1 seed and number 2 seed competed, it was the Knights of Wartburg against Elmhurst in the finals. The score, 24-10. That gave Wartburg their 7th national duels team title.
Really didn't think we performed to our potential up until the finals, and I felt a lot better about the finals. Elmer's got a very good team. Just happy for all the people out there, all the alums that are watching and showing interest.
The NCAA Division II finals featured returning champs St. Cloud State and Notre Dame of Ohio in battle. Neither team was projected to make the finals, with SCSU seated at number 4 and Notre Dame at number 7. It's Notre Dame's first year in Division II. In a seesaw war, the finals came down to the heavyweights, where St. Cloud's Jake Hankey defeated Orlando Scales 3-0, giving the Huskies a 17-15 victory and its 2nd straight national duels title. Now, the NAI finals pitted returning national duels champ and number 1 seeded Grandview against the 2nd seed Southern Oregon. With Grandview trailing by 4 points heading into the finals, Viking heavyweight Eric Thompson pinned Bubba Owens in 3 minutes 12 seconds to give Nick Mitchell's squad the 20-18 victory. We talked with the coach after the win.
I can't believe it right now, seriously. Like,
I mean, that's what you kind of hope happens in that situation, but I didn't really think he'd be able to get the play. I can't believe it. Yeah, pretty shocked, actually. I honestly knew that was going to be a real tough duel, and I knew it was going to be real tough, and I'm proud of these guys, man. That was a good win.
Well, the WCWA Women's Finals featured Archie Randall's Oklahoma City Stars. They won the last 5 NWCA National Duels titles. They squared off against Mike Jones, Simon Fraser out of Canada, led by a pair of star U.S. wrestlers, world bronze medalist Helen Maroulis and junior world champion Victoria Anthony. Simon Fraser upset Oklahoma City 27-13 for their first National Duels title. It was the 3rd time this year that Mike Jones' squad scored a dual win over OCU, which had an amazing 91-match unbeaten streak snapped by Simon Fraser in November. We talked with the coach after the victory.
You know, it's a great win for us. They've been beating us up for about 4 years, and we finally got to them when we wrestled up in Canada. We beat them once, so it's nice to come down here that was in 8 weights, and this was a 10-weight division. And the kids wrestled really, really well today, and you know, we're just happy that we can come out on top.
Well, the National Junior College Division Final showcased a matchup of number 1 seed Labette facing the number 3 seed Colby. In a dominating performance, Labette won 9 bouts and secured the title with the 39-3 score. Next up in the NWCA Division I National Duels, that'll be held over 2 weekends in February. The first round will feature 4 regionals set for February 17th. Universities hosting the regionals include Cornell, Kent State, Oregon State, and Mizzou. The finals of the Division I National Duels will be held February 24th at a site yet to be determined. Where will it be? Well, the granddaddy of major college dual meets took place this weekend. The Virginia Duels were held in Hampton, Virginia. The championship duel for the National College Division ended up being an in-state battle as the number 10 ranked Virginia Tech faced the number 19th ranked Virginia. In a competitive semifinal round, Virginia Tech stopped Edinboro 23-10, while Virginia upset Central Michigan 20-13. Well, highly ranked, the first match featured the 4th-ranked Gerard Garnett of Tech as he put together a strong performance to down number 6, Matt Snyder of Virginia. 6-3 the final score there. Virginia came back with a win at 33. George DiCamillo stopped Eric Spute 3-2. Kevin Dresser's Hokies went on a 4-match run, taking a strong lead in the middleweights, where ranked competitors squared off in 2 of the bouts. At 149, the battle there featured the number 6, Nick Brachetta of Virginia Tech against the number 14 ranked Derek Valletti of Virginia. Brachetta scored a reversal with 2 seconds left in the tiebreaker for a stunning 3-2 victory. Number 5, Peter Yates of the Hokies scored a first-period takedown and led the rest of the way for a 3-1 win over Nick Sulzer at 65. Now, Steve Garland's Cavs rebounded with 2 straight wins from John Fauci at 174 and Zach Nye at 184 pounds. The Hokies, however, closed the door with wins of their own in the final 2 upper weights. It was Derek Borley winning at 97 and David Maroney at 285, giving VTech the 21-9 victory. Now, in the American College Division, Stevens Institute defeated SUNY Brockport 23-19. In the National High School Division Final, South Plainfield of New Jersey defeated McDonough of Maryland 32-30. Other divisional champions included Lexington in the American High School Division, Eastern View in the Black and Blue Division, and the Northeast All-Stars in the Middle School Division. Congratulations to all who competed in Virginia. Our news continues. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors supporters to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, college wrestling has long been a proving ground for athletes who later find success on the world and Olympic levels. Many of those stars will be seen around the world competing for Team USA in the international styles. Recently, we caught up with one of the nation's top collegians, already proven to be a nationally ranked freestyle star. Oregon State's heavyweight Chad Hankey is a major contender for an NCAA title this year after coming off a big win at the Midlands in December. Hankey was second at the 2011 World Team Trials in freestyle and took an Olympic red shirt in 2012. Craig Sesker discussed freestyle with Hankey after a dual meet against Air Force.
I got to do something I've never done before, and that was travel the world and see a different style of wrestling. You know, all the people at USA Wrestling, they're really supportive, and then I got to, you know, I went to Ukraine and Canada and trained with those guys, and I think that just upped my game up so much. You know, it's a completely different style over there, and they're really good at wrestling. It was just a cool experience all around, and I'm really taking that experience from last year and it's helping me a lot this year. Kind of, don't tell my coach, but that's kind of like my sport. You know, I love freestyle, so I grew up wrestling freestyle. I can't wait to go back to it and really make a run for Rio. That's the goal, and I'm gonna stick to it, and I think I got a legitimate chance to do it.
Well, 2013's first U.S. International Tour team has now gone overseas. A small group of U.S. Greco-Roman athletes are currently training with the Russian national team and will compete soon in the world-famous Ivan Podubny tournament set for Tumen, Russia, the 18th through the 19th of January. We received this photo of our U.S. Greco-Roman team as they did an ice skating workout in the world-famous Red Square in Moscow this last weekend. Of course, there'll be two athletes competing at 63 in Podubny, including 2011 World Team member and 2012 Pan American champ Andy Bisick, as well as 2010 World Team member Jake Fisher. Well, part of Team USA, 2011 U.S. Open champ Jordan Holm, along with Armed Forces champ and national team member Peter Hicks, both at the same weight. Only two U.S. athletes have ever won the Podubny tournament. Sean Sheldon brought home a title in '89, and Dan Russell claimed top honors in 1995. Another U.S. team will be heading to Russia at the end of the month to compete in men's freestyle at the world-famous Ivan Urigan Grand Prix. That will take place January 26th and 27th. One of the athletes on that tour, U.S. Olympic Training Center resident athlete Chase Pammy. He's become a rising star at 145 pounds. Pammy is fired up about testing himself in Russia.
Looking forward to going out to there, though. You know, it's widely known as, you know, one of the toughest tournaments in the world. But I'm trained to go out there and to be the best, to beat the best. So I'm just excited to get out there, get on the mat, and make a statement. You know, let these foreigners know that, you know, USA, we're on the rise, but also, you know, that I'm out to take out the best guys in the world.
Well, up next, an update from USA Wrestling's Folkstyle Tour of America. Earlier this month, the Salt Lake Slam took place in Heber City, Utah, that is. The event turned out to be a huge success. A new record was set at the event with 1,125 entries from across the country, all battling in a spectacular competition. All three Folkstyle Tour of America events held so far this year have set entry records, including the Northwest Bigfoot Battle in Washington and the King of the Mountain in Colorado. What do you say? Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the finals at the Salt Lake Slam. In the novice 70-pound finals, Hunter Johnson of Team Aggression scored a 9-0 major decision over Oakley Ridge of Metal Wrestling. At middle school 105, Ryan Hansen of Champions beat Quentin Harris of the Sunkissed Kids Wrestling Academy with an 8-2 decision. It was young Brock Hardy of Box Elder Junior High pinning Zach Musselman of Team Salvelcion at 120 pounds in the middle school action. Ashton Saley of the Champions stopped Alex Shoppy of Extreme Wrestling with a 6-0 decision at the middle school 160-pound category. Now, there are two more opportunities for youth wrestlers to compete in Folkstyle Tour of America events this year. The Georgia Grand is set for Sewanee, Georgia, February 9th and 10th, and the Dominate at the Dells in the always fabulous Wisconsin Dells, March 15th through the 16th. You can find more information about USA Wrestling Folkstyle events simply by visiting the website, usafolkstyle.com. What lies ahead for the big man, Dramil Byers? Or in our regular series of interviews from the U.S. Olympic Training Center, Richard Immel caught up with two-time Olympian and world Greco-Roman star Dramil Byers.
I just got cleared to go 50%, and I'm getting on the mat with smaller guys and suffering through it with them, and it's just, you know, polishing some technique and keeping my body moving, and still trying to bang out a little cardio, get some sauna time, and getting older now, so I got to definitely watch what I'm eating. So and a lot of that's going on.
Our news continues. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Both of these guys are explosive, and it's not over. This is going to be a great match.
Well, another star for the U.S. Army is Spencer Mango, another two-time Olympian continuing his career in Greco-Roman for another 4-year cycle. Spencer, of course, is still in a quest for his first world-level medal and is looking for a great season in 2013.
We've had our January camp, and we all got together and had a lot of good training, a couple new coaches in, and just showing a few new things, and just a little different perspective. So it's been changing up a little bit. I want to win everything. That's always the expectation. Get on the mat, you want to win, and that's what I plan on doing.
Well, it's not uncommon to find former top stars stopping by to continue to help out with Team USA at the OTC. Recently, we caught up with two-time U.S. Greco-Roman World Team member Farouk Sahin, who's made some changes in his life. He's retired from competition, completed his service in the U.S. Army, and is now a small business owner in nearby Manitou Springs, Colorado.
I was in the Army almost 10 years. I was blessed wrestling for a world-class athlete program, and then I got out in June 1st. And then after wrestling over 20 years and doing some taekwondo before then, like almost 25 years I was involved. Now it started getting like new part of my life, just getting into some business, and still want to keep in touch with the wrestling, of course, help the young kids. I would like to involve in wrestling and help, if there's even starting a club or something, that if any way I can help wrestling to grow and get better, be part of it, be really fun. And then once you're in your blood, you're always wrestler.
Fans, it's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by families and fans from around the country. They're also being considered for the photo contest page in USA Wrestler magazine and our USA Wrestling Facebook page. This time, our photo of the week is taken by Chris Stites, showing 7-year-old William Henkel of the Newtown Youth Wrestling Association. He's cradling an opponent from Southington at a tournament in Bristol, Connecticut. William and his entire team have dedicated their season to teammate Jack Pinto, who was sadly killed in the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, that'll do it for all of us here at USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching. Good night.